Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about massive news surrounding Stellar, including how Stellar could be at the centre of the new financial system. So firstly, I'd like to bring to your attention a recent clip I came across which features senior analyst at the financial body Celent, Alenka Grealish, where she goes into detail and provides insights in regards to how the new financial system will function and how DLT, including Stellar, could be incorporated into the new financial system and what this could mean for the global population and global finance.
Takeaway is that increasingly FIs recognize that banking and payment systems have not kept up with the pace of advancements in the digital economy and in trading. E-com operates 24/7 cross-border relatively inexpensively. Trading, the front office is automated, there's low latency. Then you switch gears, banks operate still typically in terms of batch processing, store and forward, and payments, messaging, clearing, and settlement are often decoupled and can take days. This dichotomy is just unsustainable. And in response, we're seeing and hearing at Sibos how a number of FIs and FI-backed consortiums are harnessing blockchain, smart contracts, digital assets to align the performance of banking and payment systems with those of the digital economy. The second takeaway, I'd say, is that the Internet of Value is beginning to crystallize. And let me start with a framework. Let's think of the old industrial flywheels that take a lot of energy to make a half turn and a full turn. But once they start turning, there's momentum and it's hard to stop them. So let's overlay adoption of blockchain and digital assets. They've proven value. So part of the first turn, feasibility, certainly. And now we're seeing these use cases get into the bottom of that first turn, economic viability. And there's some exciting initiatives we heard about at Sibos around interbank payments, delivery versus payments, for example, correspondent banking, messaging, cross-border, interbank, intrabank, intra-company, and importantly, when we get to the ESG, the S part, remittances. So lots of interesting energy there. And we're seeing cryptocurrencies like XRP, Stellar, Lumens, and stablecoins like USDC playing an important role in getting that wheel to turn and deliver the Internet of Value. Also, the introduction of central bank digital currencies will accelerate the mainstreaming of digital assets. I'd say my third, coming to the crown jewel here, cryptocurrencies are gaining legitimacy as a new asset class. When the Bitcoin paper first came out, it was going to be the missing link, the Internet of Value, a medium of exchange. But as we know, Bitcoin failed as a medium of exchange for legal activities. Then the pivot was to blockchain, distributed ledger technology as the new disruptor. Now we're seeing Bitcoin as in the lead as a new digital asset class, which has profound implications. It's been initially driven by retail investors. Now we're seeing institutional investors enter the game. And with institutional investors, you get more sophisticated demand. And that certainly is going to accelerate developments in decentralized finance.
So as stated by Grealish, a number of changes are set to take place within global finance, where the usage of DLT will become more mainstream, and innovations including the usage of stablecoins could become a centre in validating and authorising cross-border transactions as well as remittances. So Stellar is already a pioneer in remittances and cross-border payments through the usage of stablecoins, so it makes no surprise that Grealish has earmarked and highlighted to how Stellar could be at the centre of such protocols and initiatives. So extremely exciting for Stellar, and it's even more exciting that such an esteemed individual from a large organisation has earmarked and highlighted to the benefits Stellar could provide, and how Stellar could be a major player in developments within the future. So as well as news of Stellar potentially being at the centre of cross-border payments and remittance pathways for years to come, a new article was published by the Bank for International Settlement, where the article went into detail surrounding how messaging systems could change over time, and such messaging systems will be at the centre of facilitating the exchange of digital assets, where within the article it was stated that ISO can be adopted as a standardised messaging protocol for digital asset transactions. So with the potential for ISO 20022 networks being the standard for digital assets and messaging protocols, this could see the likes of Swift and other messaging services and payment rails being obsolete. So how does this all connect with Stellar? So Stellar is one of the ISO 20022 networks which are backed and based by DLT. So with ISO 20022 looking to become a centerpiece in the verification of datasets and the sending of funds around the world, the Stellar network could be a contributing network which enables such measures to occur. And this all makes sense really, especially if we look at the innate qualities and features connected to Stellar, where not only is Stellar highly attractive in terms of its transaction validation capability, but it's also extremely cost effective. And if we look at the likes of Swift, which is the current go-to network and platform for messaging services, it's a lot more cost effective and cheaper compared to Swift. So with Stellar looking likely to become a main player within financial services and at the center of validating transactions around the world, this could be quite significant for XLM token holders, as XLM will be the underlying asset, crypto asset, which validates transactions and authorizes payments which occur on the overarching Stellar network. So if actions surrounding the validation of transactions increase on Stellar, this could see synonymous increases to the demand for XLM to verify such transactions, and as a result the price of XLM may see synonymous increases. But time will tell, and it will be interesting to see how ISO networks are implemented into the global financial system and what this will mean for Stellar and the other protocols and initiatives. But regardless of this aspect, Stellar is also involved in other developments across a number of nations around the world, most notably Brazil, where in a recent article published by Crypto Newsflash, the article went into detail and provided insights in regards to how the Central Bank of Brazil is set to launch an XLM-based CBDC for millions of people. So Stellar is at the center of a number of protocols, especially surrounding CBDCs around the world, especially as mentioned Brazil and Ukraine. And there's a few other central banks which are actively collaborating with Stellar for further research involving CBDCs. So the Brazilian Central Bank are eyeing to roll out a CBDC protocol and pilot project, and the central bank is seeking to emulate the successes of its instant payment system, which has been a resounding success across the wider Brazilian marketplace. And the Brazilian Central Bank are expected to roll out their CBDC project across the wider Brazilian marketplace by the end of 2024. So extremely exciting, and it's only a few more months really until a wider Brazilian CBDC is rolled out across the wider Brazilian marketplace. And this could be quite significant, not only for the Brazilian marketplace as a whole, but also for Stellar. Whereas the article mentioned, Stellar is actively working alongside the Brazilian Central Bank to design and implement a wider CBDC for the marketplace and nation. So the article went into further insights and provided further details in regards to how the pilot scheme involving Stellar's blockchain functioned, where it was found that the Stellar network was highly functional and is congruent for the mass design for a nationwide CBDC as provided by the Brazilian Central Bank. And the Brazilian Central Bank actually confirmed that their CBDC is set to be built on DLT technology. So I think this is the first time a central bank has openly stated that their CBDC, their respective CBDC, will be built using DLT. And as we know, the Brazilian Central Bank is actively working alongside the Stellar network. So the wide-scale utility of Stellar's DLT utilities looks increasingly likely and looks the most logical, especially if we look at how the Brazilian Central Bank is in discussions and is working directly with Stellar for such initiatives and developments. So with Stellar at the center of a number of developments within financial architecture around the world, be it stablecoins, ISO 20022 and CBDCs. This indicates how Stellar is making strong footholds across the wider global marketplace, and this again only spells good news for Stellar and potentially for XLM token holders, where it's not abundantly clear whether the public Stellar network will be using these initiatives, but if they do, this would be even more exciting for XLM token holders. But time will tell, and it's not too long now until the Brazilian Central Bank will roll out their CBDC, and it'll be interesting to see how this impacts the price of XLM and what this would do for the wider Stellar project. What are your thoughts on Stellar? Do you think Stellar will be at the center of financial developments around the world? Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching Crypto Clan. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video.